And we're live. Hi. Oh, good. Yeah, see, I'm not even prepared here. Look. So, welcome to Walk into the Spirit Side podcast. I'm here with Tina Lee, and who
Hi.
is a platform medium, psychic development teacher, and a paranormal investigator. I can't wait to get to that nitty gritty stuff. Uh, and we're here to talk to for you to tell us about your journey and how you got on this path. And yeah. Oh, hello, Jojo. Hiya, Jojo. And hi, Slee. Nice, nice to see you. um, yeah. So I will say one thing. I'm going to say it. Please be respectful for people's journeys. Everyone's different. People work differently. This is Tina's Lee's chance to share her her stuff in her words. And yeah, it's going to be great. I think it's great. Any questions in the chat, please do so. I can star it. I've learned to star it, guys. So you just, put it in the chat and we can get back to it a bit later on. I will pause for a bit, and you'll have a chance to connect with Tina and ask your questions. There is no mediumship or anything like that. It's just the purpose of exploring Tina's spiritual things. So we're not doing readings or anything like that tonight. So yeah, Tina, I
Hello.
suppose I hello. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Oh,
I
you're more than
really
welcome.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I was being quite excited with all the. I mean, wow! You've built up quite a collection there.
Oh, I think I have. Yeah, a lot of people say that I have, my fingers in all different pies, so to speak.
Yeah, I love it. It's good. It's good. And, I can't wait to, we're going to break it down. So, but I thought for the first beginning is if for you, hi Sam, for you guys, for you, Tina, to tell us um, who you are, where you're from, and how it all started with you.
Well, oh God, where do I start? um, well, I'm just a middle-aged woman, just you know plotting about, just putting me all finger in all different pies of spirituality, and yeah, I don't really know where to start really. Just I know some people sort of start their spiritual journey when they're younger. I
Yeah.
have noticed that that's quite a good, quite a pattern. Um, but I wasn't really one to do that, to be honest. I didn't really
Okay.
see much or do much as I was younger. As I got older, I've been fascinated with the paranormal, and you see all those shows on TV, don't you? Like the Ghost
Yeah.
Adventures and stuff like this with Zach Bagan and stuff like that. And also, I was fascinated with Ed and Lorraine Warren, and I just used to
Me
love watching all
too.
them sort of shows, and that
Yeah.
really got me excited. And funny enough, I went. Obviously, I lived in a local village at the time, and they had this thing called a psychic supper on. So you got a supper of a fish and chips, and you got a reading. So obviously, I
Yeah.
went to that, and I thought, what the hell? Let's go for it. You never know what's going to happen. So I thought, why not? And I had a reading, and I was told I should be sitting in a psychic circle or a psychic development circle, sorry, because obviously I have a gift. So sometimes you sort of think this, the skeptical side of yourself comes out, and you think, oh, okay, is this just, a bit of a porn, or are they, having me, are they having me on? But no, I literally thought, well, why not? I'm at that age where my kids were a little bit bigger, so I thought, why not? And obviously, a lady at the time, local to the village, she literally ran the corner from me. She said she actually did a psychic development circle every Tuesday night. So I thought, oh, I'll just give it a go, and yeah, I haven't really looked back since.
So it kind of fell into place, and I was the same. Although I had the interest at a young age, I didn't really get into it until later on down in life. So that's interesting, isn't it? How
It
people
is, yeah.
can, how people can. I suppose it's that what's available to you and how you're brought up as well, and what experience you have. So, but it's interesting that you kind of went to that thing and thought you're just getting fish and chips and a bit of a giggle,
That's
and it
it.
ended up changing the complete, your life, really, isn't it? So
It did,
that's
yes.
amazing. And the fact that you had something like available to you so quickly, it that's amazing in itself. That's kind of like, yeah, you are doing this, whether you like it or
Yes,
not, isn't it?
that's it.
Yeah.
They obviously, the higher powers and obviously your guides were literally, I think, up my bottom at the time and like, nope, that's it. You're ready. You're going on your spiritual journey, and that was it. I was off.
So what was your like kind of first experiences like sitting in circle and you know?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was one of them people. I really don't like getting things wrong. And
Mhm.
I will sit there and it will eat at me and eat away at me. So I'll be honest, I was literally sitting there each circle, literally going bright red in the face and going, "Oh my god, am I supposed to be doing this? Should I be doing this? No, why am I sitting here? What am I doing? Shit, shit, shit!"
Yeah, yeah, I
I
get
was
that. Yeah.
literally the panic was just sort of going up and up and up. In all the first lessons that I did, and I thought, "Why am I doing this? Why am I sitting here?" And I thought, no, I just sit there, go with it, go with the flow, breathe, Tina, breathe. And I literally just sat there. And after a couple of the scary, the first lessons where you think, oh God, is this really for me? Should I do this? It sort of just flowed and it was just a nice flow. And I thought, oh, actually, I like this. Oh, this is fun. And I just went with it. I just went with the flow.
So how did you know that you were a medium? Because you was it mediumship that that was your first protocol when you started going into circle or
Yes, I found obviously we did a load of different exercises each week. So they're all different things from like skyring, with the obviously crystal ball readings, platform that we used to do quite a lot. So we did all different things, and I think you sort of attach yourself to something, think, oh, I like that, oh, I enjoy that, and oh, that's actually working for me. So
yeah.
for some reason, I don't know why, because I really don't like standing in front of people. I'm quite a shy person. I don't really, I go bright red in the face and I sort of get really nervous and clammy. But for some reason, platform mediumship called to me, and I
Right,
stood up there
okay.
and I thought, breathe. I was like, come on, guides, help me through this. Come on, you can help me. I know they had my back, and I would just speak. And I did the platform mediumship, and it just worked for me. And I really, really found my strength in it.
Oh wow. I know. I've gone up and done that. I done angel cards. Some churches don't allow it, but some churches will. And I did do that. And it is nerve-wracking being
Oh
in front
yes.
of all these people and they're expecting this message. And obviously I'm not I don't class myself as I will be careful what I say there. But I don't class myself as a media because I get told off myself. But in my thoughts and my feelings, so like I was just given messages, but that pressure and that, so it's great that you just took it in a nutshell, really.
I
So
really don't know
how
why. I
I'm
don't know how.
listening. I'm listening.
Lights
I was like,
out.
oh. I sound yeah. So um how did it how did it start working for you, and how did you progress from that?
Well, I found the first sort of beginning at the beginning, sorry, I sort of found sitting in the power really worked for me. So if I sat there with my own thoughts, even if it was 10 or 15 minutes a day,
Wait, wait. All right, so what's sitting in the power for the
have you never?
viewers and
Oh,
stuff?
yes, sorry. Basically, what it is obviously you sit there by yourself or obviously in your circle, your collective. You'd obviously close your eyes and you'd literally sit with your own thoughts. You'd make everything go away, whether you, oh, I forgot to do this today, or I forgot to do that, or oh, I've got to, put my dinner on. You just forget all thoughts and you literally just sit with yourself and in your breathing. And it
Okay.
really helps to sort of focus your energy and just, focus on everything and not forgetting everything around you.
So
And I
we
found
cut
that
out a
really,
bit
really
there. I
good.
don't know if that was you or me
Oh,
or
sorry,
what
no.
happened. No, 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 it's fine. So just, so because I kind of missed that. So it's kind of focusing on the breath, which did you say?
Yes, it literally listening to your own breath, focus, sitting there with your own breath and just switching completely off from the world, and all you're focusing on is you. And that really
Okay.
helps.
And
I found that really, really did help for me because it just made everything clear. I felt things, a lot of things came to me a lot quicker because I would do these exercises, and it went from there really.
So what did you do that every day? You
I
know,
tried I tried to do it every day. Sometimes it would be a few times a week, or at least 3 times a week, for however long. I knew we did it every week in circle for a little bit at the start, to everyone to focus their mind and switch off from the day. If you've had a long day and stuff, you want to switch off.
yeah.
I think it's kind of like meditation really, and it really does help.
Oh, sounds good. The meditation was your thing. That was your like
Definitely. Sit in the
go-to.
power
Okay.
meditation definitely worked, yeah.
Okay. So how do they connect with you then as a medium? Because we're all like different in how we tune in. So do you see? Do you feel? What
I
is it
get a bit,
for
yeah, I
you?
get a bit of everything, to be honest. At the start, I sort of heard things and I saw things. Like if you had this giant cinema screen in front of you
Yeah.
on them big projectors, I'd be shown images through that,
Yeah.
which I thought was, at first I found it quite scary. I was thinking, what is this? I thought, this is not my memories. So I had to sort of sit with it and think, hang on a minute, I've got to try and work this out. And obviously I'd see all these different images come in front of me, and some of them being black and white, some of them being color. And I was thinking, oh, this is how I'm going to be shown. This is how I'm going to be taught. My guides obviously teaching me, this is how you're going to get your readings. And I'd, just sit there with it, and I went from there.
Sounds a bit. I mean, I can relate to that. I can relate to because I get those visions and stuff, and so sometimes I've heard stuff, but I can sort of kind of it's in your mind's eye, and like you say, it's like and when I'm sleeping as well, I get like films in my sleep dreams. It's like a film.
Yeah.
You're actually sat there
Just like
watch.
that. It's
It's
like an
really
old picture
weird.
film that you're watching. Yeah.
Yeah. So that it it's nice to sort of like ask you guys how you work because other people, do you know what I mean, who watches this and stuff, and other mediums mind. It's nice to sort of get that. Oh yeah, I get that. Oh my God, I didn't even realize that was the connection. Because we don't always know, do we? When we haven't
No, that's true.
experienced as much. So it's sort of kind of nice. So was that part of like, we do, I know psychic development, so what is the difference between psychic development and mediumship? Can you sort of give us a,
I'm sorry, it
is
cut
it,
out there. I didn't hear that.
oh, I don't know, it's playing up. Spirit, sort it out.
I know.
We've
Come
got
on,
a
guide, sort it
discussion
out.
here. Yeah. So what's the difference between psychic development and mediumship for the people, obviously, that because
Yeah.
because
Well,
it
obviously,
is linked together, really, in
it
hindsight.
is. It is in hindsight.
Yeah,
With obviously how I would look at it or explain it to somebody is psychic development is where you're sitting in a class getting taught different exercises and ways to be able to work with your guides to open up to connect with spirit. Whereas obviously
yeah,
mediumship really focuses on obviously like platform, for example, where you're obviously you're receiving those messages and that you're giving those messages to the people that need it. That's how I would
yeah,
describe both.
yeah, yeah. So how did you become like a teacher? What
To
the
be
started
honest,
that?
yeah, to be honest, it was a bit of I would say an odd journey for me. I obviously was in a circle for many years, um, and I think you get to that stage where you think, okay, I would love to do more, and I'd love to teach people this. I'd love to try and get people to open up, and try and enhance their gifts. And
Yeah,
obviously, I did a circle an in-person circle with Sam and Jackie for a little while, and obviously then I tried to do it online for a little bit. Unfortunately, I've been quite poorly actually for the past year, um, and under obviously doctor and hospital care, so it's been a bit difficult for me to do anything spiritual. So I do really, really miss it at the moment. But obviously,
yeah,
like everything, health comes first, and you want to make sure you're healthy and happy. And um, so yeah, it's definitely been a big journey of from the teaching. I just thought, no, I really want to see them students open up and be like so proud of them for what you've taught them. I just, and you
Yeah.
want them to succeed, and you want them to, move on and do whatever they love, or their niche, and be like, oh, I had a part of that journey, and be proud of that.
No, I can sort of like relate to that in the sense. I mean, I've amount of conversations I've had with my friends, that, in that area that um oh God, I forgot what I was gonna say then. See, fucking brain fog. Oh, so yeah, where, in the beginning you're so you're learning so much,
Yeah,
and you question everything, don't you?
that's
And
right. Yeah,
you make such, so we and just simplifying it down at times, because a lot of things can be just be too much, especially when you're a beginner and you don't really understand what's going on
definitely
or
very
what's
overwhelming.
happening.
Yes,
It is overwhelming. So from some, for someone who's has experiences those things, and like you weren't like brought into it, into this, like from birth. It was
no,
like later on down the line,
yes,
y- I would say you definitely would have got that, because like you said, you were questioning it at the beginning. Am I doing the
definitely.
right
Yeah,
thing? So it's the process is learning to trust yourself. And that, I think that is the hardest, isn't it? Is learning to trust yourself.
definitely. Yeah, you just got to trust yourself and trust your gifts and trust the fact that you're on the right path, and
Yeah.
and you get them gut feelings if there's something wrong, or you feel, for example, a person around you, has a wrong intention. You feel that in your gut, so
Yeah.
it's definitely, yeah, definitely. I would say a gut instinct. You're in the right place.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. So um what did you enjoy about the experience? What stood out for you when in the beginning when you were practicing it and stuff?
Um, to be honest, I think it was just the great, bonds with and friendships that I made from it. I made
Yeah.
some really strong friendships from it, like Jackie and Sam. I've known these ladies for many years, and I'm so thankful that I did go and walk, into that circle. I say I wouldn't have met them. So I've
Yeah.
really been blessed with some great, strong, loyal, true friends that are doing their own spiritual journey. It's lovely because we obviously can work with each other. We can
Yeah.
help each other with anything if we're stuck. It's just finding, your your people, so to speak.
Yeah, I get yeah. And it take I mean, you're vulnerable in the circle as well, aren't you? Because you're
That's it.
like you're not only trying to figure out all these false feelings and what's happening, but you're kind of being open to it with others, which is kind of scary too, isn't it?
It is. It's definitely scary because obviously you don't know anybody that's sitting around that circle when you first walk in, and
Yeah.
obviously you're sort of looking around thinking, oh, "Okay, right, we're all doing this journey together," and it's lovely when it molds and you have a heart, harmonious sort of circle and it all works, and you've got that great, sense of feeling, and nothing's all rocking the boat. It's very nice and chilled, and I like that when you can actually be comfortable in something like that.
Yeah. I think when you're in the right circles, when you feel comfortable
Yes,
with
that's right.
people that you're around, because you need to have that bit of vulnerability, don't you?
That's it. Yeah.
When you're practicing that, and that helps with the skills later on down the line if you want to escalate that into more of like of a profession, or practicing it more
Yes.
like your platform mediumship. So I want to go back to the platform mediumship. How long have you been doing it? And, you know,
Oh god, for many years now. I can't even remember. I think I've known Sam and Jackie for over 10 years now, I believe.
oh
So I've been
wow,
doing so it
long
has been
time
a
then.
it's been a very long time. And I at first, I'll be honest, I did not like platform mediumship. Every single time it was mentioned in a class, I was like, "Oh no, here we go again. I don't want to do this. I don't like it." But for some reason, it grew on me, and obviously, I went to a spiritualist church, and I did obviously a group of us did platform mediumship that night, um,
Yeah,
and you know. For me personally, in my personal experience, it was really great. I got to give messages, to these loved ones, and I just it sort of made it just made me smile, and I was just so blessed that I could give that gift to them.
Yeah.
And obviously soon after that we did a couple more, you know, practice, you know, as groups. We sort of went in pairs and did platform, you know, mediumship evenings, you know, for people, and it sort of just went from there.
Amazing, amazing, there's no stopping you now. You're just like going for it. It's just so
That's
you
it,
do
yeah.
more. Yeah, so you still do platform mediumship then?
I haven't done, obviously, unfortunately, obviously, because my health from the past year. Last
Oh,
year, I did do one show,
yeah.
which was brilliant. I mean, obviously, Sam and Jackie obviously helped me with things like that. I call Sam my spirit mummager because she helps me with absolutely everything. She's brilliant. um, so obviously, I found a hall. I did an evening. I literally put out 20 chairs because obviously I did a bit of advertising for it. Obviously, didn't expect much, obviously, because you don't know how people sort of still in this day and age, people don't sometimes receive this well, you know, mediumship, and
Yeah,
you know, they called us, you know, charlatans, etc. You know, so I thought, oh, 20 chairs would be enough. Let's hope you know, at least hopefully the front row would be nicer filled. I've never seen a more packed out building in my life. Literally, there was people, you know,
oh
there's a lovely
wow.
gentleman that came, his girlfriend, and he was pulling out all these chairs. Literally, we were full to the brim, and I couldn't believe it. My heart literally just melted. I just couldn't believe it.
Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you. I would have been so nervous. No, oh, fair play. Fair play. So, you know, I understand it with health because I got health conditions myself. So it's like trying to balance everything with the health. And there's times we do have to take a step back, don't we, from
Yes,
spirituality to focus on ourselves. I mean, we're
definitely.
human at the end of the day. And I think that was the one of the things I wanted to do with this podcast was to sort of get to hear the background because we get all this advertisement about mediumships and stuff, but we don't get to know the person and their journey and their, you know, what they go through. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I think it just makes it a bit more. It humanizes it a bit more rather than it being too woo 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 wee.
yeah,
Although I do like
definitely.
the woo woo
Yeah,
woo wee, by the way, but
me
you
too.
know what I mean. It's
Yeah,
it's just like that. I think it's just nice to sort of like see. Look, we all get these feelings, and it's like
yeah,
anything in it. When we're like say for instance we're a painter, for instance, you know, we have the skill, but we got to sort of we learn, we go out and do a course or whatever to learn to how to harness that skill and how
yes.
to work on that skill, and that's pretty much, you know, and we're always learning. You know, what's your thoughts on that? So I'm taking over, sorry.
No,
What's
that's all
your
right.
thoughts on that?
No,
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. Everything is literally a learning curve, I think, with this. I mean, there's so many different avenues of spirituality that people, you know, can go and try and you know, and express. You know, there's anything from, obviously you've got you know, shamanic, you know, you've obviously got the mediumship side, you know, you've got obviously psychic art, you've got there's such a different array of spirituality to explore. And you know, there's just not enough time. I believe that it always feels like there's not enough time to do everything. But
Yeah, yeah,
obviously, I'm one
that's
of them
right.
fine. You know, I'm one of them fine believers that, you know, just dip your hand in or dip your toe in and see if it works for you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Never mind. You know, you've experienced something, and you know, you're learning literally every single day of a journey, especially with spirituality.
That's what I loved about Sam's class online. We had a go at little things, you know, and experienced it, you know, and it's nice to get those little tasters because then you kind of get
Yes,
pulled, don't you? And you start to get more pulled into it, and you know, it kind of leads you. It's just like a yeah, it leads you. So yeah,
it definitely leads you
yeah, that
into a
makes
direction, doesn't it? You sort of you think,
yeah.
oh, as soon as you hear something, I'm like, oh, and it literally gets your ears up, and I think, oh, I'd like to try that, and then look at you 2 years down the line, you're sort of excelling in it really well. You're loving it, you're enjoying it. You know, you love sharing, you know, the gift that you're doing, and yeah, you're just up and up and up.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many benefits out of giving that support and help to people, um, whether they're learning from, you know, the experience or, you know, they're actually learning to to work on themselves
Yeah,
to enhance on their skills. I think it's just such a lovely thing. And I mean, back in the day that I didn't even know that churches existed,
Yeah.
because, so I didn't even know. So I was like, can I imagine if I was in my 20s and I knew these churches existed then? That's okay, Danny, don't worry. It's my other daughter.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
so yeah, it's nice. And stuff. Is there anything else you want to sort of like share about the psychic development side and the mediumship side?
I just think I'd give the advice to anybody that sort of asked me about, being spiritual and obviously being a medium or doing anything, like that. Just give it a go. I mean, it's not for everybody. Some people have their niches and sort of gravitate towards, what they enjoy or what sort of pulls them. But just give it a go. There's no harm in trying something once. That would be my,
Yeah,
best advice that I'd give anybody, that was looking into spirituality. Because at the end of the day, what's the harm in learning a new, skill set? you know each day, every day everyone's trying to learn new things, aren't they? Whether it's work based or personally they're trying to do something a bit more, like be more confident with something, or try
yeah.
something new as a hobby. you know I always say just give it a go once, and if you don't like it, then at least you've tried it and you've had that experience in your pocket.
Yeah, as absolutely. And what would you say for the other side of the coin? Like for what people that comes and sits, what would you say to be like have that preparation, when they go and have a reading and that? What would be your outlook on that? What would you say to them?
And to be honest, the only thing I would say is obviously just have an open mind. you know
Yeah,
Obviously you've come, you wanted a reading. Just sit there in front of someone and just be open minded. Don't be shut off. Don't have your arms crossed here, across your chest, because obviously someone trying to read you is not going to be able to cross that barrier and try and get into that energy. Even if they try and sneak around the back, they might for a little bit and try and get some information from you, but
yeah,
it doesn't work. Just go in, with an open mind, with an open spirit. And if you I know, especially obviously in the past of readings I've had a couple of readers that have been, sat there, with the face really, stiff face, and you sort of say, you sort of try and make them feel welcome, try and make them feel a bit more happy and a bit more at ease and relaxed. And it sort of works that way. And then the flow goes, and then obviously you can feel their energy, they feel yours, and they get comfortable. And obviously you'll be able to read and get comfortable with them. And hopefully, you get a lovely reading for them and they can go home thinking, oh, I'm so glad I did this now.
yeah. Do you find though, Tina, because I've done readings and I know what you're saying about that stone, it's like,
Yeah,
no, no, very dismissive, and it puts a block, doesn't it? It just puts
it does.
a block there. And when they're saying, when they're a bit more open-minded to that, because our interpretation, I mean, like you do mean I would do the cards, but the interpretations can go different directions anyway. So it's kind of working with the person to get
Yes.
to the bottom of the message, because we're just the messenger, aren't we? We're still trying to figure out what
Yeah.
is this kind of means with us, because we don't get like a full sentence, or it's kind of you get snippets. I don't know if you experience that. Me personally, I get snippets of things, but not the full Monty.
Yeah, so like obviously with readers, I've noticed in the past as well. Obviously, they normally come to get a reading from yourself because they want someone really specific to come through. Obviously,
Mhm.
this may be obviously they've lost somebody, a loved one, and it might be going through the grieving process still, or the fact that they are adamant they want that person to come through. So you could be throwing all this brilliant evidence at them, about their life, about obviously other people or situations, etc. But they're not going to take any of that to heart or hear it. They just want to, have that person come through. And that obviously
Yeah,
can be quite frustrating, obviously, from a medium's point of view, because
yeah,
as much evidence that we do try and give them, and it is evidence that they could take and say yes to, sometimes they do shut off and they are very adamant and very focused on that one path to be like, nope, I
yeah,
want to hear from my grandma Mary. for example. That's it. If I don't hear anything else, no, I'm not happy. So that can be quite a difficult situation. But as long as the medium, if you're relaxed and calm, and you can work with that, and try and work with that energy. Sometimes it can be impossible. Some people are like, no, not having it, but we can't please everybody. At the end of the day, we're only given the messages that we're supposed to obviously give to the
Yeah.
readers at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, I get the same with doing the tarot, certain specific questions, and they just want to answer that. But in the cards, it comes across that there's more that they need to pay attention to. That's not really in the vibe, and they can get quite upset about that because they want to.
Yeah,
They take it literally that that is, you're there to do a job, and that's what you need to answer. But unfortunately, and I
it
think this
doesn't
is
work
another
like
reason.
that. Yeah.
No, and this is another reason why I wanted to do the podcast, is to try to get people to sort of like have an understanding how it works and where it comes from the medium, tarot reader, healers, whatever, whoever is on the podcast, to have
Yeah,
that, give that explanation there, because it's not as cut and dry as
no, that's right.
just it's a bit more complicated than that.
Definitely.
um
Yeah, definitely
you
agree.
know s- so I mean, I mean, thank you on that. It's
That's okay.
very interesting, and I no doubt others will find that interesting too. I will timestamp it. I'll go back and watch it tomorrow, and or at some point over the, well, not on Sunday, but I'll try and get it done where I'll timestamp it so it be like in chapters, so people can go back to it if they
Hmm.
wanted to, especially if they can pull the information and think, oh, that, what did she say? I can't remember, so they can just
Yeah.
pull those aspects out on that. So I want to go on to the ghosty things. What start, because you've got a group as well, haven't you?
I do.
You run the group?
I do. Basically, I was in a previous paranormal investigators group, and I really enjoyed it. I loved the investigation we did. Obviously, that obviously wasn't meant to be for me. So obviously that ended, and I thought to myself, and I did have a lot of pushing, i.e., Sam, say, "Come on, why don't you do your own group?" And I thought, and I did sit with it for for a week, and I thought, oh, shall I? This is quite a lot of responsibility. This is quite a lot. It can be a bit
Mm.
stressful, trying to sort out investigations, where we got to go, etc. And I thought, no, actually, I really want to do this. I've absolutely loved the paranormal since I was a little girl. That's one thing that I did love. All the ghost stories. I've been as a little girl, always loved doing it. So yeah, I just thought, no, I will make my own group, and I've been very lucky because obviously some of the members from my previous group obviously joined me, and yeah, we absolutely love it. We absolutely love doing it. I can see her comment. Sorry.
Yeah, why do I always get
Why
the
do
blame?
I?
I had to put that because that's funny, but it's very true, Sam. Although
It's not
it's
the blame. It's not a
positive,
bad. Yeah,
it's not a
exactly. It's a
bad
positive
thing.
thing. Yeah,
It is a
she does.
positive thing. Yeah.
She's brilliant. Obviously Sam quite well.
She's got your
Sam.
back.
She
Yeah,
has, and she will push you. She'll be like, "No, you can do this. Sod this. Come on, go for it, girl." And that's what that's what you need around you with people. Especially in this spiritual community. You need to have people that are loyal and that you can trust around you. And it's great
that's
when you
right.
have them sort of friendships of that encourage you, that inspire you to do more. And yeah, I absolutely adore her. So I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm so glad that she goes, "Come on, stop slacking, get on it, go on, go and do this, go and do that." And I'm like, "Yep, I
Yeah,
will." She does push me to
whip you
be,
into
the better
shape.
person. That's it, exactly.
Yeah. So what was your first spooky experience? Do tell.
Oh gosh, I've had quite a few. I do
Out of no,
remember.
no, before, did you
Go on.
have a, so let's retrack. Did you have spooky experiences before you started ghost hunting?
Yes, I did. I've always had the spooky bump in the night sort of
Okay.
experiences, especially when I was little as well. I did notice that a lot. I would notice things that I thought I might. Did I see that? Did I see that figure? Did I see that black shadow in the corner there? Or oh, did that light flicker on? Or was it just the malfunctioning of electronics? You always try and debunk things. I
Yeah.
think in your mind, don't you? As a person, you sort of sit there thinking, oh
Yeah.
no, this is not real. What this is not going on. You really do debunk everything. I've noticed, especially, and I sort of sat there once with it, and I just saw this shadow, and I think I must have been about 8, 9 at the time. And I said, "Oh, Mum, did you see that? Is there somebody in the kitchen?" And she was like, "No, no, I don't know what you're on about." And I kept seeing it and seeing it. And literally from there, I just, you try and encourage it. You don't. My mum was quite, I was very lucky with my mum. She didn't say, "Oh no, you're seeing things, you're crazy," this sort of thing. She was sort of like, "Well, try and connect with the energy. If you want to, if it seems, positive and it's like that, just go for it." And I just sort of kept, I did encourage. I was like, "Oh, if you want to come speak to me, come closer to me," and stuff like that, as you do as kids. You're not scared of anything, when you're little,
Yeah.
do you? You sort of just go for it, don't you? 2 feet first, you don't think, you just go. Um, so I just did that, and it kept coming more regularly and more regularly, and I kept seeing this, this sort of black figure, and um, I just, as the time went on, I believe it was my grandfather, because I just kept getting that
Oh.
energy of a grandfather, sitting with me and, sitting at the edge of the bed, obviously watching over you and stuff like that. And I do believe it was him to this day.
So interesting you saying that, because now you're in a relaxed and chilled and that. We were going back to the mediumship when you said, well, I didn't, play about with it. But actually that was mediumship, wasn't it?
It was,
And
yeah.
Sam would agree with me on that
Yeah.
one.
I think when you're as a kid, when you're in that sort of age group of, when you're like 8 and 9 and
Yeah.
10 sort of thing, I think you do get, obviously there's both sides to the
Experiences, don't
coin.
you?
Yeah, there's both sides to the coin, where you get
Yeah.
the positive, where you're finding it fun, you're finding it exciting, this is new, you're thinking, oh, what's going on? And then also you've got the negatives, where you've got your mindset going,
Hmm.
oh, this is not real, this is not right, and the skeptical. And I think I've always been quite a skeptical person. Unless I actually saw something physical or heard something, I was very quite quick to just dismiss it. And I think that's where I probably was getting, obviously, you know people were coming to me, obviously, and probably knew what, obviously, that I could do this gift maybe when I was younger. I don't know, but obviously I just wasn't at that mindset at that age to be like,
No, well,
oh,
you're
come and
young,
talk to
ain't
me.
you?
No, that's it. So I
Yeah.
think it probably did happen from a young age, but I was so skeptical and so dismissive of things when I was younger. I just didn't really think. I was like, oh no, this is not happening. I just really did just dismiss a lot of it. So you're probably right. I probably did. I was probably going to have loads more experiences like that from mediumship, but I just didn't do it. I just thought, nope.
I think it's from the different people I've spoke to and had conversations, not just on the podcast, but like in life in general. Generally, they get like snippets from their childhood, or some
Yeah,
like weird like dreams, or there's some that you get sort of signals and signs that you can't explain it, but it's there, in it. It's not. It was
yeah,
a bit weird. It was a bit bizarre. But now, as I got older and I've had my experiences, I can put it together, and now it's sort of like, oh, now it's making sense. Now it's
definitely.
sort of
Yeah,
now it's come
100%.
together. So yeah, so you sort of like, so did that escalate as you got older, or did that sort of quieten down as you got older?
No, it definitely escalated. I think because I opened myself up to the possibilities of other things being here on the earth plane and showing themselves, it did escalate a lot. So a lot of, like, lights going on and off and stuff like that, movement, hearing things, it just got, it just escalated further and further and further as I got a bit older, and I definitely noticed it more. I think as soon as you're open to an idea and you've sort of put that skeptical sort of head off, and you take it off and you think, oh, I'll be open minded, I'll just let it, free flow how it wants. That's when I sort of noticed a lot more, and I loved it. I loved being in that sort of situation, and
Yeah.
and all the presence. I loved it, absolutely. I think I just excelled in it, really. I just loved being around it. I'm like, oh, who's come to see me today?
It's a visitor. Yeah,
That's it.
I used to get. I mean, I mean, well, I wouldn't say the first experience, but like I would say probably what enhanced it more than anything was when I moved into the flat. I moved into the flat with the girls and my ex-partner at the time, and um I think our mum had the girls, or his mum had the girls. I can't, it's a long time ago. But they had them, and when we were getting the flat sorted, and Darren was doing all the, decorating at the time, but we were asleep in the living room because obviously, you're putting you're putting everything together, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was black bags in which was the kids' room, the girls' room, and when you can imagine like someone like peering into the black bags, it was
Yeah.
almost the rustling of the black bags, and I'm going, what's that? I mean, I was only in 20, what's that noise? Like that, and he's like, I don't know. And that was the start, and I used to get a lot of activity in that flat, always get the activity. um I won't go into it, but I think that was probably me realizing that I had some backup from the other side more
Yes,
than
definitely.
anything.
Definitely, yes.
That he was looking out for us,
Yeah.
but yeah, so yeah, that is interesting, isn't it? But I had experiences before that. But have you got an actual specific experience that really sort of like, oh my god, that pinpointed everything and sort of added it together?
Um, I mean, I've been on quite a few investigations, so I've had some really blinding, and I will say blinding evidence every time we've been to different investigations in different properties or places. But I think the one that really stands out for me is that we were at a school, an old school in Hitchin, funny enough, not too far from obviously where most of the team live. And we went there for the evening, and did some investigations. And for some reason, as soon as I got, literally stepped to the property, I felt this presence watching me from a window. And I couldn't
Mm.
shake that feeling off. Obviously, I did mediumship still, at the time. So obviously, this was, after obviously mediumship and, being taught and learned, obviously, to open up. So obviously, I opened up and I stood there and literally I just felt this presence looking at me through this window and I could not shake it. And it was, I literally just looked to my group. I said, obviously, I know I'm not the medium for the night because obviously with investigation, sometimes we have a medium of the night that will go around and obviously feel anything or write down whatever sort of evidence or anything that they feel, that happened. Obviously, they don't know what happened previously. We don't let anybody know. And I just looked at this window and I just turned to the group and I just said, "There's a man here with a big hat, big black hat on, and this like moustache and beard looking at me." And I cannot shake off this feeling that he just keeps looking. And obviously, I didn't know the building or anything like that. Turns out, obviously, a bit later on, when the lady that obviously let us in and obviously does, host all the, investigators coming in and stuff like that, she told us that obviously it was what I was looking at the window was the headmaster's house, and it was the headmaster. And obviously, I described him
Oh
as
wow.
to a T. And obviously, when we walked into the headmaster's house, because lucky we got we were very lucky to be able to go in there and investigate. But as we were leaving, we turned around. Obviously, there was a kitchen sink to the left of me, and there was a picture of this man that was been staring at me all night in the sink. And I said, "That is the man that has been looking at me all night." And everyone literally just gasped because I told them, like, literally, I gave them all the features and the chiseledness of the chin, and what he was wearing and his moustache, and it all fit. And literally, just seeing him in the sink, that was one of my best moments. I was like, "Oh my god, what
That was like
happened?"
evidence for
Yeah,
you. That
that's
was
it.
like, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I mean, it's personal experiences, isn't it? I mean, I've gone on ghost hunts, and I've come away with nothing, and I literally nothing. But I remember the one time I've come away, and we didn't get anything at all. Well, actually, two things times, and we didn't get anything. Anyway, I went to my cousin's house at the time. I didn't want to go home because I was a bit like freaked out,
yeah,
right? So we had experiences, but it wasn't enough evidential. If you know what I mean, it
yeah,
didn't.
Not
Yeah,
enough evidence. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. So we went back. I had a BlackBerry. You know, remember the Blackberries that are
yeah.
out? Yeah. So I was doing a recording on that. I've got it on this YouTube of when I got interviewed, and it was an EVP I picked up. I never jumped out of my skin so quick. It all you hear, we hear someone say, "Oh my God, he's behind." Something's behind me, and all you hear is, "Go on, kill her."
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
Oh dear.
and I went, "Oh my God!" I said, "Can I stay here?"
I think that with me, I that would made me really excited. I'd be like, oh my god, we've just got
Yeah,
evidence. We've got EVP phenomena.
yeah,
But then at the same time, I've probably been cacking myself, thinking, oh my god, we need to get out.
same. Yeah, it was excited, but at the
Yeah.
same time, freaked. Then the
Yes.
second time we went to the castle, it was 0, and I remember my mate, she's never been to a ghost hunt before. She went, "Cara, this is crap, blah blah blah, this is crap." And then we were in the bathroom or something. She was sat in the bath going, "This is just crap." Rah, 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 rah. And they said, "Oh, turn the lights out." I said, "You don't need to turn the lights out. If they want to communicate with you, they will."
Oh yes.
And you hear the EVP going, "I want to."
Oh wow.
Yeah, but we
I
didn't
love
hear
when you get evidence like that. It's amazing.
yeah,
I love
it's
it.
just like, oh my God. Yeah. So yeah, it's just it is frightening because you're oh my God,
Yeah.
they're
You want to
watching.
run.
You know, it's the reality of like, oh my God, they're
Yeah.
around. But it's also that excitement of like, oh my God, it's so real. You know,
And they've
you can't how
connected
can
with
you
you.
explain
That's
it?
it.
You know?
It's funny how
So
you
if
say that
you
about the EVP, obviously, because when obviously I did the headmaster, we all gasped as we looked in the bathroom sink. Funny enough, my husband, obviously, because he's part of our team, and my friend Louise, they were doing EVPs in the headmaster's house, and they've got a clear EVP of my husband saying, "Oh, are you there, headmaster?" And the headmaster voice comes back and, "What are you?" And
oh
we were like, oh, we just couldn't believe it. It made us
that's
like
brave
all our yeah,
staring
I had
then.
goosebumps. It was amazing. But we just couldn't believe it. But playing it back, obviously Louise is really technical. She's sort of our techie buff, and she does, all the different equipment and stuff like that. And literally she, got it all down. And I just couldn't believe how clear and precise this EVP was. And it was so loud. He just sort of went, "What are you?" And we all just had chills. It was amazing.
He wasn't happy you being there by the time. He's like, "What
I
are
don't
you
think so.
doing
No,
here?
that's it. Yeah.
Headmaster,
Yeah.
innit? You should be on the grounds."
That's it. I don't think he was happy, but he obviously
Oh my
showed
God, that's
himself for a
amazing.
reason. We must have made you
Yeah,
feel that comfortable enough for him to show himself. That's how I look at it.
yeah.
As long
No,
as
it's
I think
amazing.
as long as you've got the right intention as a group, you don't be
Yeah,
disrespectful, you don't cuss, you
that's
don't
right.
scream at them, you don't shout at them, you don't disrespect them, obviously like you wouldn't a person, you wouldn't start screaming and shouting at a person, come on, show yourself, go do this, do that, as long as you're
Yeah, where
respectful
they
to
prompt
them,
them. You get people like
that's
that,
it.
don't you? Where
Yes.
they aggravate them, which is not nice because they
No,
wouldn't
not
like
good.
it.
Not good at all, no.
No. I mean, I had another experience, and it was on my birthday. My grandbabies, they wished me all a happy birthday, so I put it all together, and I was filming it. And my grandbabies made me this big poster thing, so I was filming it, and I put it all together, and I didn't realize it's on the YouTube. Send it to you,
Please do,
Tina.
yeah.
Yeah, and see what you think. But it's all you hear is someone going, "Carrie, Carrie," and I'm like, "Oh my God."
Oh,
And it
wow.
sounds like my Auntie Pam. It sounds like my Auntie Pam, although we had a falling out before but yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
like, but you hear
Oh,
that,
wow.
"Carrie," and I'm like, "Oh my God." Yeah, on my birthday.
Trying to
So
wish
that
you a
was
happy
nice.
birthday then, wasn't she?
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
It's
get some
beautiful
nice
when you actually recognise the voices. It's lovely.
yeah,
So if a loved one
yeah.
comes through, like you've lost obviously a loved one, like I've
Mm.
had my granddad come through on EVP, and obviously any sort of device I've used, he's there somewhere. Bless him. He just follows me. I think
So
it's just all
so
about protection.
I was just about to ask, do you sometimes think that your like your family can become your guides, or do you think it's just where they're just there to support? What's your take
Um,
on that?
I personally think they're there for support, and I
Yeah,
find, especially obviously separating it with guides, we get guides that obviously work with us permanently for a certain
yeah,
subject like trance or anything like that, for clairvoyance, etc. But obviously sometimes we get guides that sort of come through for like a little stage of our lives that they obviously help us with on, for our next step to go upward, and then obviously they
yeah,
leave again. So yeah, I do. I believe that obviously I think family members, especially, or loved ones that we have lost, are definitely there just to help us, encourage us, you know, and just give us that support and love and protection. And why not have that backup? I'd love to have all that
yeah,
backup on the other side.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. We you need it in this world, don't you?
Oh yes, definitely. I'd rather have all them, but behind me looking after me. Yeah, I'd love it.
So what was your scariest, what would you say would be your scariest investigation?
Oh gosh. Oh god, you've got to make me think now. I've got to think. Hang on.
Uh,
Um, oh, my scariest one. Funny enough, I think a couple of the a lot of things, and we had so much activity that night at school, at that Hitchin school.
what was
Um,
the biggie then?
I think it was one of the big ones. Obviously, some of the members were taking pictures of the hallway because apparently a lady, obviously passed away, and I think was murdered actually in that hallway.
Oh, bless
Um,
her.
so and I know a few of my team members were literally looking that way and just literally snapping shots on phones and just trying to see if they got anything. And everyone was a bit scared. They said, "Oh, why don't you go and stand up there and see if anyone will, sort of, materialize or show themselves in the picture with someone next to them." And no one was willing to do this. But my husband, yes, my husband decides to walk down there, going, "Yep, sod it, everyone. Yeah, I'll walk down." So he walked down there. Obviously, they snap pictures. Obviously, come back. Obviously, took 5 minutes to look through these pictures, and we couldn't believe it was an apparition of the woman literally standing next to my
Oh,
husband,
wow.
like a
Oh,
side
wow.
view. She was literally staring at him, and it literally, she was in her Victorian dress. You could see everything, like from the petticoat, the boots, and you could see literally her from the side, her nose, such a profiled nose. She's literally looking at the sideways, looking towards my husband. It was
Oh
amazing.
my God.
Yeah.
That is mental. I bet he freaked, didn't he?
No, I think he did. I think he was sort of, oh, yeah, I don't want to look like I'm the one that's scared in the situation. I'll just
Yeah,
go for it, and obviously it worked. So can't fault it.
yeah. My daughter says stuff that we're trying to persuade her to do a ghost hunt.
I think as
I
long as
haven't
you're
done
with
one
the
for
right
years.
people, yeah, as long as you're with the
Yeah,
right people and right intentions, I would,
that's right.
I do recommend, just you do your research, do vetting process, with everything in life, you know, we should just go with your gut feeling. If obviously you find a group that's, right for you and has that same energy flow and, you feel protected, you feel safe, then I would say go for it because you're also going to be in that safe environment. No one's going to, you know, do any wrong or try and harm you or anything like that. It's all about positivity and just trying
Yeah.
to show, all you're asking is for a bit of evidence and just being comfortable and respecting them and they respect us.
So can you explain, like, how many of you is in the group in the investigation,
And we
and
normally have, yeah,
what's
sorry.
each other's roles? What's their roles in the
Yeah,
group?
okay. Oh god, right. So we normally have about 7 or 8 of us.
Oh wow.
I so it's quite a few of us. Obviously, this is a private group. We just do it out of a hobby. And we have obviously I normally do researching because I love researching the property, finding the property. So then I know all the bits and pieces about history. Obviously
Yeah.
we have a couple of mediums, very very gifted mediums. I have Louise and Stephanie that are absolutely brilliant, and they sometimes do walkthroughs to sort of
What
see what they feel, experience. You
what's
know,
the walkthrough? That
um,
oh,
you know,
what you just said.
yeah, yeah, just sort of to see what they feel. And obviously I don't tell them anything, I don't tell them any knowledge of the history of the property. I say, I'll go in there, see what you feel, what do you get in this room, what do you get in that room, sort of thing, as their evidence. Obviously they all collect that obviously by writing it down, come back, and obviously after we've done the investigation as a full, we sort of sit down with all the evidence of we've collected and what they did, and see what sort of matches. It's quite nice to find, that one of your mediums is sort of, oh, I've connected with this gentleman or this, lady, and I feel this time period and this, and then obviously I can go, oh well, this lady lived in this house at this, this time. So it's brilliant that that sort of all works together.
Yeah.
And obviously we have our camera people as well that will sort of go and take snaps and photos and put cameras up. Obviously Louise, bless her, she does a lot of our tech stuff. Like obviously we've got an SLS camera, we've got
What's an
EVP.
SLS camera?
It's basically, it's like this massive camera that's on one of those, I don't know if you've ever seen them Xbox Connect things.
Right.
The little
Okay.
cameras, and obviously it's on a stand, and it will basically show figures up at they're like stick figures. So if there's a figure or a spirit in a room, it will show up as a little stick figure, and you'll see it move because they move. It is absolutely brilliant. I love
Oh,
an
so
SLS
I
camera.
think I seen that
Yeah.
on the TV with where they've got like the stick fingers and that.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, stick figures. They literally, they move. Obviously, you say, "Oh, is that you? Can you do a wave for me?" You get hands waving. It's brilliant. Some of them move quite quickly, so you sort of follow them around. It's absolutely brilliant bit of kit.
Have you ever have you got when they got like it's like a lines that goes onto a wall,
Grids,
and
yes, light grids.
yeah,
Yes, we've got those as well. Yes, we do use those quite
yeah,
frequent.
they're pretty cool. Do you get much from that?
We have done, yes. We have had literally something walk straight in front of it, so it's all set it off, and that's lovely. It's brilliant because obviously you see things go past. Obviously it breaks off it breaks it off. Obviously the little grids, and you see something,
Yeah.
so then everyone sort of looks at that area and then focus on that area, and obviously you know that somebody's with us.
I have seen that. I mean, I've got like I because I planned to do ghost hunting and I never got round to it. But I've got the ghost box, but I don't know how to use it. I ain't got a clue. And I've got like when you pick up when it goes beep 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 beep, when it's like an electric thing in it, but it picks up
Yes, the meter readings.
the
Yeah,
meter thing. So I got kind of that as well, for like the heat thing in it. It's
yes.
heat thing, whatever. But I haven't been. I bought all the gear ready to sort of go, and I'm just haven't had the time or
Oh, I'm sure you
anything to
will.
do
I'm
it.
sure you will.
Yeah. I love it. My daughter, she wants to go. My other daughter, she's not. She's like, no, 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 no. But my other daughter, she's all up for doing it. So we will go. We will go on one, just to experience it. We'll have to all meet up and do one. Yeah, I'm up for that. I'm up
Definitely,
for that.
definitely, it'd be brilliant. I mean, there's so
Yes.
many different places, and everywhere, and just some of the remarkable. I'm such a history buff when it comes to things like that, so I love researching the history of a property or a place that you go to, and I just love finding out all the fascination. And you do find a lot of different places have a lot of different. I wouldn't say permanent hauntings or anything like that, but there actually are spirits that are earthbound that have stayed there. And obviously you could go to a property 1 year and then go 2 years later and you might actually meet them again. It's fascinating. It is brilliant.
That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah,
That is
that's
nice.
it. K2 meter, that's the one you've got
K2 meter.
and it goes
Yeah,
off. Yeah, red,
yeah,
orange, green. Yeah,
yeah. It's like beep, 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 beep. We had
it's brilliant
that.
because someone's close enough then or if you put it
Yeah,
somewhere, and
yeah.
obviously we've had it where we was at a pub once and we had it on the bar and we asked obviously the owners, is there anything electrical behind it that would obviously set it off? They said no. We started asking questions of whether there's a presence here, and it was going off from red, green, 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 yes, 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 and it would answer our questions. It's brilliant.
So Sam said that spirits and ghosts are two different things. So what's the difference between spirits and ghosts?
Oh, sorry, that cut off again.
That's all right.
Sorry. Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Yeah. Sam said the spirits and ghosts are two different things, though. So what would be the difference in the spirit and ghosts?
Well, to
Would that
me,
be because they're um, bounded to the earth, or is it that it's classed as where it's like resid like is energy that has been left behind, like
yeah,
a
it's quite a difficult one to explain. But obviously, spirits are obviously, you know, spirits of loved ones or people that obviously have passed and are still, you know, earthbound. And obviously with ghosts, like you said, it's then different energy fields. That it's quite a hard one to explain, but they are two different things. Yeah, Sam is absolutely correct. Like with ghosts, it's I don't really like saying ghosts. It's yeah, it's they don't do anything. They're very sort of they don't connect or interact or anything like that. I think they're just there. They're just spirit bound or earthbound or yeah,
do you
it's
think
quite
that's
hard.
like do you think that's like, when you see films and they're like on repeat, they go through a repeated pattern.
Yeah, that's called a loop. Yeah, that's called a
Uh,
time loop.
right,
That can happen actually in circumstances that I'm aware of. Is sometimes it could be like the moments up until their death, and they re-loop it on and replay it over and over and over again. That's yeah, that's a time loop.
right, okay. So I'm just like clicking on all the
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah,
yeah thing. Okay, because because when I lived in my other house with the family home, before the girls moved out, we used to get a lot of activity in there, and it used to go in different rows of houses,
yeah,
but it would only happen at specific times of the year, and you
hmm
wouldn't get nothing. But it would be all of a sudden that one neighbor would get in it, and then another, and I'll get it because I was in the middle. Then my other neighbor, and then my other neighbor, like because we were like in a row, and then
yeah,
all of a sudden it would just disappear as if nothing has happened. And I used to get a lot of orbs. I mean, unfortunately, I haven't got my old Facebook, but I had all orbs because I used to have a lot of parties, house parties,
yeah,
and I used to get a lot of orbs. So they obviously came to the party. I used to get a lot of orbs all around, different orbs, and they were big mines. They weren't like little things. They were like small, which I
yeah.
kicked myself really because I got rid of the thing. But never mind. We have things happen, don't it? So yeah, have you ever got orbs?
We've had quite a few orbs turn up in photos, especially. If you're obviously if you're looking for a camera as well, they tend to like showing themselves. It's quite nice because we've had different color ones. We've had red ones before. We've had white ones. So yeah, they do show themselves quite often. Obviously, depending on obviously how active a property or place can be, which is brilliant. So it's quite
Yeah.
nice to see them. Yeah,
Yeah. So she's like, oh wow, I'm learning something new here. So I'm learning new things as well. See, this is what the podcast is all about. Is like coming together with like-minded people and like investigating and experiencing and talking about the experiences as well.
that's it.
We used to get some weird stuff happening in that place. I mean, when you were saying about a man and stuff, I had the same sort of instances, and I woke up and you sort of look up and I seen this man just looking down at me with a beard and stuff. I only seen him once, never seen him again after that. But it was just that one time I was like, oh my god, closed my
Yeah,
eyes, opened my eyes, and he was gone. But we used to get like walking up the stairs and that. My son, he used to drag me in, say he could see lights in the corner. It was just like different things. And then, like I said, it would just disappear,
and
nothing.
that's it. Yeah. Yeah, they tend to do that. I find obviously it can be very active somewhere, and then all of a sudden the
Yeah,
activity can stop. So it really, I think, it just really sort of depends on. It just depends on a number of different factors, really. Like some places can be really active, um,
yeah,
for days and days on end, and then one day it stops. Like then like they're not circus performers. They'll show themselves when they want to
yeah.
and willing to. And just that sort of mutual respect again.
Well, my neighbor, he seen like a reaper thing. at the end
Right.
of his bed.
Oh
He
wow.
screamed and went in it. He went in his room. I mean, he was a full grown adult, but he went in his mum's and dad's room. I wouldn't get out of the room. He was just like, it freaked him out.
Yeah.
And they used to hear kids running up and down the stairs. Um, Next door to me, her kids used to say that they had a friend. They used to play with a friend, and he was called Master,
Oh wow.
a little boy called
Mhm.
Master. Which,
Oh.
if you think of the is it Victorian, isn't it? That they,
Yes. Back then, yeah.
yeah, they used to call him Master. So there must have been something. I can't remember what the other girl she used to say opposite that, but that's how it was. So Jacqueline, she's saying about what about the evil spirit? So we're gonna go dark now.
I
Thanks,
must admit,
Jacqueline. I got I got to sleep tonight.
I must
Only just
admit, with
kidding.
yeah, in regards to like evil spirits and negativity and negative spirits and stuff, I have to alliterate this to quite a lot of people. Like when they ask, it's very extremely rare, and in very extreme rare circumstances that you will get a very extreme negative energy and spirit. It's extremely rare. I mean, yes, there are them odd chances that it could happen. I'm not saying
Yeah,
that's not the truth, but it's very extremely rare. And I think it's all about that set intention that as long as you know what you're doing, you have the correct protection up, you've got the, you've got the, everything's just, in order, correct, and respectful. You're not going to annoy anybody, or you're not going to attract that. At the end of the day, you're going, with the right intentions to, be positive, to, to be respectful, to connect with somebody, and stuff like that. So it's very extremely rare to get, as I would, as Jackie would say, evil spirits,
yeah,
but it does happen. It can
yeah. It
happen,
does.
and there
Yeah,
can be, whether they're, I don't know if you've ever heard of things like, things like portals. Something can come through, and it does happen. And obviously, like Jackie said about Dragon House, obviously we went for training there, with a teacher, um, and it did feel very negative there. That space did feel very negative, whether it was put there by somebody intent with their intentions, like, oh, antagonizing something. Come on, come with it, come and share yourself. God knows, I'm not sure, but in extreme cases, I'd say in very rare cases, yeah, something will rear its ugly, ugly head, so to speak. But it's just all about that intent on making sure you're protected as a person or the people around you, and you know, good protection and grounding. Yeah, like Jackie said, just making sure that you're protected and that's not coming near you. You don't allow that around you, and you don't want that coming home with you.
yeah.
It's very rare about attachments and stuff like that. Yeah.
I had one experience which is the girl's dad, because I was very young when we got together, and we were living together. I was in about 17 at the time, and his house was like it used to. Well, it was like a house, but there was like a row of them, so it was kind of built up, and it used to be a war, like a hospital,
Yeah.
like in the war, um, and they built onto the house, so it was kind of one ground floor, but they built up, so they had like a anyway, we were down at the bottom, and when I was looking after his sister while his mum was going to work, and anyway, I heard my name being called, and I walked out to go and check on Kirsty to make, because she was upstairs, to make sure she was okay. And I come through this fog. It was I can't explain it, but it is that sticky, horrible feeling. It
Yeah.
frightened the crap out of me. And I remember backing off, and Darren, he was like, "What's wrong with you? You look like you've seen a ghost." Because I just like sunken in. But
Yeah.
that again, that was the first experience I ever had, and I didn't have that experience again. It just seemed to sort of happen, but I didn't like how it felt. It felt like a fog. I know that sounds really weird, but it just felt like a dark fog, and I just backed off.
No, I do understand you can get a lot of, there can be sort of instances like that where it can be quite scary and
Sorry.
overwhelming and stuff like that. And yeah. Oh, there you go. Sam said, oh,
Sounds
it could
like
have
an
been
ectoplasm. Oh, right,
ectoplasm.
okay.
You could have been
Yeah, it
literally,
freaked me out. I
Yeah.
told him he can go up there and see to her now. Freak me out. Thank you, Sam. So my daughter has asked, can ghosts become attached to you?
Um, Ghosts, no, because like obviously before discussed that
Yeah,
obviously they're just
she's,
echo
yeah,
energies, but spirits can. Obviously, unless obviously if you go obviously for a ghost hunt like yourself and your daughter, I believe Jojo's your daughter, is it?
yeah, she
Yeah.
is.
So obviously if you went on a ghost hunt, as a group, as long as you're, well protected and grounded and stuff like that, like you shouldn't receive an attachment come home with you. I think like that's another sort of thing, where all these internet people and obviously people on TV shows sort of, I think, fabricate a lot of that. Oh, the demons come home with me. The demons come home. No, it doesn't work
It
like that. It's
sells,
not.
doesn't it? That
Yeah,
it
it
is
sells. Yeah,
very few. It's not saying it doesn't happen, but it's
yeah.
kind of a bit of a selling
It's
break.
very extremely rare. I mean, and I
Yeah,
don't think you would. I don't think you would go into a place like that and not be protected correctly. You know.
yeah, yeah. I've done that, Jack. Leave me alone. And I tell my
Yeah,
daughters to say the same. Back
yeah.
off. Leave me alone. You're in my space. Um, so that's a good one to do
I
if
missed
you
Sam's
feel.
comment. I'm sorry, I didn't know what Sam had a
Oh,
comment. I
which
missed that.
one was that? Was that one there? Is it?
Yeah.
I'm flicking because they're like, it's great. I love it. Chat, 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 chat. I like it.
Yeah, there was definitely something about that dragon house that I think a lot of people felt literally as soon as they walked in there, it was very heavy. It was not a nice space. And like I said before, it just did not seem very welcoming. It was
What is
very
the
dark.
dragon house?
It's a property, it's near Minehead actually. It was obviously a training course that we'd gone on, like a retreat.
Oh wow.
For the
Okay.
they did somebody did a few retreats there several times, different retreats obviously for different subjects, but yeah, it was it did feel very heavy as soon as you walked into that property. um and I like I said, I don't know if anyone intentionally would have sort of antagonized and brought something with them, or it was there originally, I don't know, but that was one of the places where I must admit I did feel quite uncomfortable. And I like I said, that's extremely rare, and I don't get that often either, myself personally.
Yeah.
But it was quite I mean, the room I was in when I stayed in there, that was quite nice. I obviously had my crystals out, I had my protection spells up, my chants, everything. I'm always literally, that's my little safe space. You go away. I don't want anything negative coming through these doors, sort of thing. I sort of close that off straight away. But
Yeah.
it did feel very, yeah,
Sorry.
very dark
Yeah.
energy. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, and R&B as well. Called. Can you imagine that? You
yeah,
know, could get more than you bargained for there.
that's it. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I got like all my crystals and that, and I got my little wandlet. I love this. This helps me sleep, and it helps a lot. If I get a bit more, yeah, I
well, they
got.
do. I mean, if you can use any tool, use a tool. If anything helps,
Yeah,
use it. I'm a very firm believer in anything that can help you and makes you feel comfortable and safe. You use it. That's what they're there for.
yeah,
Especially different crystals work for different purposes, and they have different meanings behind them, don't they? Like black obsidian's quite a protection
yeah.
crystal. I will always wear a piece of that on an investigation where I go, so then I know that I'm
Yeah, I
protected.
got a rattle in,
Yeah.
with my bra normally. It's rattling. Yeah. Always clear your energy before going. So is that
Yes.
saging then? Yeah. Now
Um,
see, I never did, and I'm naughty. So that's yeah. I could have brought something home, couldn't I, for not
well,
doing that?
every time we
I mean,
do,
we
yeah,
closed down. We closed
yeah.
down. So we opened up, and then they closed down afterwards. But it's a bit like wearing a condom, isn't it? It's just added protection.
That's what I mean. Like every investigation we go on, we do a protection spell before we go in to make sure that that we're being mindful. The spirits know that we're being mindful, we're being respectful. And then obviously we do closing, like you said, you do closing prayers and protection, as if to say, please, I don't want anything coming back with us. Thank you ever so much. For connecting with us today, and yeah, just making sure that you're grounded, protected, and clear before you go anywhere. Don't leave that to chance and keep yourself open because you don't know what's gonna want to come with you.
Yeah, and that's where the psychic development circles are interested. It is good to go because,
Yeah,
or go to Sam's, which is online. You can go on online, which if you look at Sam's podcast, she has got a podcast, and she's got all her information in the description box there. Or you can send me a message and I can send you the details. Because learning those I think everyone should learn those baseline things of like how
yeah,
to make sure you're sort of grounded and keeping on a level headed. I think it really helps with just like an everyday thing, doesn't it?
definitely. Yeah.
Not to just plug it in there. Sheplin mallet. Now I did what is it? I done the ramen. I went to the ramen. I didn't think much of the ramen, to be honest. There was not much there. I don't think I've done Sheplin mallet. I've done a few, but there's a few. I went on my 40th because I was a bit of a rogue, if you can't tell. I was a bit of a rogue back in the day. So I thought for my 40th, I'm going to treat myself to a ghost hunt. So I paid for a weekend away to go on a ghost hunt to a castle thing. And that was really, really cool. We done like a whole weekend and it was meeting like-minded people.
Yeah.
And oh, bless them, they got me a birthday cake, bless them. And I thought that was really sweet what they did. I won a ghost hunt and I never went to it afterwards, but never mind. But yeah, they were a really good, nice group. And that was in the castle. But again, I think we had some activity, but not a great amount. Do you think sometimes that if too many ghost hunters goes to one house in sessions, it can sort of knock the energy a little bit, and it kind of you don't get as much activity. Do you?
Yeah, I do agree with that. Obviously, like certain places that have been done over and over and over again. Obviously, like like spirits, they're not circus monkeys. They're not going to perform to every single person's whim.
Yeah,
So there is going to be days where there's going to probably be no activity, or there's going to be days where there's going to be great masses of activity. It really, I think, depends, but I have noticed that with this very popular ones that you see, like asylums, for example, there's an asylum in Liverpool, and all different. There's some really like big ones, like I think the Ram in, I believe that's been done quite a few times and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it really just sort of depends on you know what day, and and I think just the set intention of who's there and how the group is and stuff like that.
do you know,
I think yeah,
it is the same as like when you have a reading, though, isn't it? You can't always connect with the reader, or you can't always connect with the client. It's the same kind of energy. Do you know what? Because there was we went with one group, and there was a lot of people. I think they were like, they just went for they went for the fun, but they didn't. I mean, I'm not saying not to have fun, but it was more of a take, do you know what I mean? Than that
yeah,
actual taking it into like where you could have a little bit of a banter and a laugh, but you're also being serious when you're like doing what you're doing.
yeah.
You got
Hmm.
it. So I think I like the fact that you've got like an investigation group, because it's more private then, isn't it? It's more
Yeah,
you all know your kind of role in the group, and
yeah,
I think
yeah,
those kind of things are probably better because you've you've got more control. Whereas if you're like um you just pay for to go on a ghost hunt, you don't necessarily know who you're going with. And yeah, I think it does change things, like we were talking about clients maybe being a bit closed off and not being
yeah.
so open-minded, and so it can affect the whole energy. And if you've got a couple of disbelievers, I think that can affect the group too, can't it?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, especially like with people, like you said, that take it a bit too far and are just there for pure laughs, and or some that are under the influence or something like that. That's just not safe. You
Yeah.
know, that's just not safe at all in that environment to bring in, you know, say if it's, oh God, my lights, it's gone funny. Look at that. Sorry. Um, yeah, it really, I think it just,
Ooh. Yeah.
I know, it just went all dark. I don't know what's going on there. Something's here. I think someone's here to come and say hello.
Hello.
But yeah, I
Long
think
they're
it,
with you,
yeah,
not me. I'm all right.
that's
I'll blame Jackie.
yeah, no,
Jacqueline.
yeah, I definitely think it does. I do think it depends on like the group, for example, like, you know, if you do have these people that are going to take the utter mick out of the situation, or, you know, just
Yeah.
have no disregard for it, no respect for it. I do think that definitely influences what sort of evening you're going to have and what investigation you're going to have. You know, and unfortunately, when you do pay for tickets like that, you might get that because obviously you don't know who, like you said, who's coming with you.
Yeah, and it gets disappointing then because you've paid for your ticket to get the experience, and it can get a bit disappointing. I mean, no, there's nothing that can be guaranteed anyway. Is That's like anything, isn't it?
That's
It's
it.
not a full guarantee, but it again, it's yeah, it can, it's interesting how the vibe works and how it can sort. I mean, and I suppose, when we walk into a room in it and we know that there's been an argument there or something that's brewed, or if we walk into an area and you think, oh, I need to get out of here, I can't. That's kind of our gut feeling is saying that there's something not quite right in the
Yeah,
situation. It's time to
definitely.
go, isn't it? So again, doing psychic development and stuff is not just about psychic development. It's about trusting your own intuition and trusting your gut. And if you
Definitely.
want to explore more, I think then do it, but just purely to be aware of your body and what it's telling you, I
Hmm.
think is a great source of learning how to trust, because we don't trust ourselves enough, do we?
No, that's true.
um Danny, you know sh- Danny's wanted to ask her a question, like sort of kind of like, so this is the one that's kind of scared of going to the ghost hunts. She just have it there.
Oh, bless you.
So I'm gonna let you, because you're the guest. So can you,
Why do you clear the
we
energy?
kind of went through it, but um, just sort of explain it in a simple,
Yeah. Well,
simplify it down a little bit.
basically how I would describe that is, say, for example, you've been at work all day, you've been in this muddy, yucky uniform, and you've done all whatever your shift is, 12-hour shift, for example, and then you come home. Are you then going to sit in that uniform all night and relax, have your dinner until you go to bed? No. You're going to take that off, cleanse yourself, get rid of that yuckiness, get rid of that energy, and then you're going to be all, you're going to be all fresh and all lovely and clean to enjoy and relax your evening. That's how the best way I'd describe it in regards to energy. You'd also want to clean that energy because you don't want to bring all that residual energy home with you to your safe space, to your haven, to your home. You want to leave all that at the door from the property or wherever you are and be like, nope, that's it. I want to cleanse that off, clear that off, take that away, and I'm going home. I'm finished now.
It's a bit like when your kids have been sick, in it, when they're like, when you've had sickness and bug and everything, and then it's all of a sudden it's like, right, we need to clean the
Yeah.
whole house, we need to clean the house. It's just like, I need to have a shower. I've just been, oh
I hope that explains it better for you,
no,
Danny. Hopefully.
that was wonderful. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, that was lovely. Lovely. Okay, so I'm just looking at the questions. Some parts of some parts that are good in certain areas and close to you. I went to Oxford's Castle flat as a pancake. I went to Oxford Castle flat as a pancake. Oh, flat. Oh, I got you. Black. Yeah. Jacqueline says spirits can get bored. I did flash on that one. And Curtain Hatch Bunker had a bad group. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. It really does. It does. It hugely impacts your evening if you have such a bad energy with a group. It does. It just it ruins your whole entire evening because obviously,
Yeah.
the reason to why you go to these events is because you're genuinely interested in it and you're paying lots of money in certain
Yeah,
circumstances,
yeah, yeah.
for these properties to go to and, investigate. And it does when you get a bad group, it really does spoil everything, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's that click as well. Sometimes you got to watch the click, and
Oh yeah.
um, it can be, but that's
Yeah,
any
totally agree with
situation.
Jackie. Group leaders,
It,
yeah, definitely. I think it really depends, on who you have around you, who you surround yourself with. I mean that generally in life as well, like, and especially with spiritual communities. You really need to be self-aware of who you're around and obviously who you trust and who you want in your life or want in your journey.
yeah,
You can get so many bad eggs, that are so egotistical, small-minded and, very negative, and you don't want that in your space. It's all about love and light as far as, as I'm concerned with my spiritual
yeah,
journey. I want love and light. I don't want all this negative juju, as you say,
yeah,
surrounding me. So I always gravitate, to these people that, have the same energy, the like for like, the lightness, the love that you can feel from them, the support, it's just, yeah, I do. I totally agree with Jackie. You can get some right old trolls, um, you know, that ruin
no,
everything
yeah,
and
life,
can be
isn't
so,
it? Yeah,
so negative, and you don't need that
yeah,
in your life. You don't want to be surrounded, or taught by people like that, or, you know, be associated with people like that. I definitely, just like you said before, go with your gut instinct, and trust yourself, and what you feel with people, and you'll find your own way, and you'll be happy and surrounded by people that love you and you love them.
and that's why I mean, it's good to try different circles and different places. And when I mean, I used to love going to workshops and stuff as well, so it's good to have, like, get sort of familiar and not stick to one, because sometimes if
Hmm.
you stick to one,
Definitely.
it can stop you growing, can't it?
Yeah,
They they need to be encouraging you to explore rather than trying to keep a hold of you because they want your money.
definitely.
So you
Yes,
have
it
to
definitely
be
comes to money, doesn't it, at the end of the day with certain people?
mindful
Yeah.
of that, that you don't become too, like, codependent on that. They're the all it. They should be teaching you how to trust yourself enough to be able to explore different avenues and
Oh,
stuff.
definitely. Definitely. So I've been taught a number of different subjects by different people, and I love the fact that I sort of, wanted to go out there and explore them options instead of, like you said, just being with one person that maybe do all them different things. But you want, in your gut that you think, no, actually, I want to go and explore more. I want to venture more. I want to find different energies or, anything like that. So definitely, yeah, I definitely agree with you. Just, if you want to go and explore that avenue and, maybe you don't want to do it with that person,
Yeah,
you will find somebody else that does that, and their energy will probably might fit better for you. And actually I've actually learned something a lot better or a lot quicker, or any different example like that. So yeah, just go out there and research, and just go with your gut and with the flow of things and how you feel comfortable. If you don't feel comfortable in a situation or something like that, then you leave it. You go with your heart and go with your gut, I say.
yeah, completely. And Jackie was saying, always try as much as you can with different people. Sam was mentioning about, what do you think about ghost hunt groups that no longer uses mediums?
I think it's quite a good idea in some aspects because obviously,
Okay.
in I am a medium, and yes, I can use my gifts during a ghost hunt. But some people might not agree with my methods and might
Yeah,
think, oh, I could have gone on the internet 2 hours prior and all this could have come from there. That's not proof to them, and they might want to see more physical proof, by using more scientific methods, and stuff like that. So and actually using all the, EVP machines, the SLS, the K2 meters and stuff like that, and a more scientific route, which, I would actually probably quite happily go to a ghost hunt that doesn't use a medium, because it'd be actually interesting to see that other side that obviously I haven't experienced yet. So it's a learning curve, definitely.
right. Okay. So again, that's that open, having that open mind
That's it,
to
exactly.
things. and just having that exploring is doing your own like investigation really, and figuring out what suits you. And
That's it.
again, it is trying different groups in it, because don't just be put off on one specific group. If they always say try 3 times, don't they?
Yeah.
If you don't like it once, try again,
Yeah.
and obviously, but try different groups, try, if it didn't feel right in that group. But sometimes it takes a while for people to get to know you. So it's a bit like when you go to a cafe or a pub, in it. If you sat every Wednesday, you went out every Wednesday to that cafe, to that place, yeah, every Wednesday, people will start, at first it would be just a smile, you'd just be a
Yeah.
normal customer. But as time goes on, you'll get your familiar regulars coming back, and and then you'll start building rapport up and start
Hmm.
having conversations, and that's when it's excel. So it takes, doesn't it, a time to get to know people,
Definitely.
and
Yeah.
explore those aspects as well. um okay. Always, there we go. This is Jackie said, always need to compare and see
Yeah.
how different people are.
Oh,
Absolutely, I
yeah.
agree with
I
that
totally agree
100%.
because sometimes you don't actually just um you might not fit that one teacher's teaching style, that might not agree with you, but maybe if you went to somebody else and you found that their teaching style more fit you as a person and also your intent and stuff like that. That's why I think
Yeah,
I do totally agree with Jackie, you should always shop around, so to speak.
yeah, yeah. Me too. So Joe says, after hiding away for many years, I'm starting to find me and explore the things I love to do. So yes, I can take that, as I'm finding myself and taking and getting out of my comfort zone more and
That's
more.
brilliant.
So it's yeah,
Yeah,
no, she
definitely.
has. I tell you what, I'm so proud of my daughter. She's done amazing. She's done amazing. Um, I'm actually proud of both of them. Actually, all of my kids, they're doing really well. Oh, sorry. So how long does it take to learn
Sorry, this is
ghosts?
my son.
Okay.
Bless him.
That's okay.
Hello, Arthur.
Hi, Arthur.
Oh, bless him, he's 12. Yeah. Basically,
Oh, okay.
obviously, I have to obviously explain to him as a mum, obviously, because he knows that I'm a crazy woo-woo lady, as we call it, ghost lady. um, Basically, it takes as long as it takes, obviously, to learn things about obviously ghosts and spirits and stuff like that. And the more you're willing to put the work in, the more that you'll get out of it. Definitely,
That's a
Arthur.
great that's a great one. Thank you, Arthur, for the question. It's always good to ask. So, I mean, is there anyone else that wants to ask questions in the group, in the chat? This is great. I mean, they're keeping the flow going. This is amazing. I was scared when I was younger. Now I go and look, and
Same.
now I go looking for ghosts. Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
totally, totally same. I think
I'm
now, yeah.
fascinated.
I think it's where we're now, obviously, now that we're older and everything, I think we sort of just fly for things, don't we? We just go for it. And we
Yeah,
will literally just we put both our feet in the deep end, I think, with things like that. We have that more courage. As whereas as children, we still have that, that we're a bit scared, still a bit, intimidated by things that we don't understand. But now as adults, where you have that option, that choice to go, oh, I can do this or I can't. I think sometimes we just go in full throttle and think, yeah, sod it, let's go for it, let's do this.
yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do
That's
it.
it, let's go for it, let's do it. Why
Um.
not? What's
Oh,
the worst that's
bless.
going to happen? Oh, bless him.
Oh, that's what you'd be working with your dad and your mum.
He will. When he's old
What's
enough,
happened?
he's going to go. That's it.
uh. Hang on, we've got another question here. Do you ever see ghosts or spirits walk down the street? Oh,
Oh, do you know what? The funniest one is obviously as oh, this will be a funny one. I hope this makes people laugh. Like, obviously as a working medium, sometimes you are a bit cheeky and you don't you don't close sometimes. Will be one of them ones to admit that sometimes I have been open in the middle of Tesco's, for example, down the freezer aisle, there I was looking at
We're
something.
human.
That's it, exactly. Sometimes it does happen, even though you are disciplined, and the teacher and me will be disciplined to say no, you need to close down. But obviously on the odd occasion, I think this was when I was first starting my sort of journey with it and opening, and obviously I wasn't able to sort of close quite quickly or myself properly yet, and I was in
It's
the middle of
getting the grips with everything, isn't it? Give
that's
yourself a
it,
break here, because
exactly.
it's learning everything, isn't it?
Yeah, I was down the frozen aisle at Tesco's. I was literally in a freezer. There was a Jamaican gentleman, literally the next freezer down from me. He was looking at all this different meat. Now I heard, obviously, because I can actually hear spirit. Sometimes I've had that more so as I've sort of developed. I hear it a lot more. I heard in
Yeah.
obviously the Jamaican accent of his wife. It must have passed. Oh, tell him he's picking the wrong one. He needs to go for that
Oh,
meat, like this. And I said,
oh, bless
and
her.
I literally stood there. I thought, how am I going to tell this gentleman that his dead wife is telling me he's picking the wrong meat for dinner? And I literally just thought, I literally just had all this courage and this inside of me, and I was literally shaking. I thought, so this, just do it. So I turned to him really quick. I said, "Excuse me, sir." I said, "Your wife said you need to pick that one," and I ran.
I
and
think
I
I would
ran
do the same.
and I
I
ran to the
think I,
tills, and I didn't see him again, lucky enough. But I ran to the tills, quickly paid, and I was out of there.
I he went home and freaked. Oh, that is
And that's
so
literally been my
funny.
funniest experience.
I love it. Love it. There you
But
go,
no, I
Joe.
would
That's
say,
your husband.
yeah, I would. The teacher in me would say you really should be disciplined, and you shouldn't be,
Yeah.
don't be, don't believe all this that you see, like Jackie said on TV. Like you are not, you're very closed down. You're very disciplined to know, and obviously you open up in obviously the circumstances of reading people, or in obviously for investigations, you might want to open up as a medium and see what you feel when what comes to you. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, Sam and Jackie, Jackie, they're very like, make sure you close down, make sure you ground,
Yeah.
make sure, so they're very particular on that as well. Put your condom on. And Jackie says, don't believe all what you see on the
Yeah,
TV
you're not going to
either.
see all these people walking down. It
Yeah.
doesn't work like that. No, it doesn't. No.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Now, Sam, I cannot pronounce that. So I can
Greyfriars Kirkyard.
I don't know what that is.
No, I
Was
don't
the most
either.
depressing place I ever went, and clearly was hanging on to what happened there. So what happened there, Sam? You've got me intrigued now. Ugh, that's a tongue twister. I'm not very good at pronouncing words, so I do try. Hi, Nana. Nice to see you.
I don't actually. I've never been to Greyfriars Kirkyard. Is that it? Um, yeah, I actually don't really know about that. Actually, Sam, you have to let me know. I've never I've never actually heard of it, so I will look into that. Actually, it'd be interesting to see what sort of history that the obviously place has got. Clearly,
Hi, Chris. Nice to see you. You got a absolutely amazing. Oh, that's very nice of you, Chris.
is that Chris Moore?
Yes, it
That's my
is.
husband.
Oh, you should have come on.
They've all
See,
come to support me. Yes.
that is lovely. That's what you need. See, that's great. I
I
love it.
literally, I've got the best husband and children ever. They always support me through everything that I've done, and I couldn't be more blessed and thankful for them. Love you guys.
Yeah, yeah. My daughters are my number one fans. They are, and my son, he supports me in the background by making sure I'm sort of like set up a bit properly. And so Sam said it's Edinburgh. It was
Edinburgh.
one of the first concentrating camps back. Oh
Oh,
my God.
oh, jeez.
Oh, bless.
I will. I'm going to Google that when I get off, and I'll have a look into that. Actually, God, that'd be quite. I don't know. I don't know. I'd find that very daunting to go to a place like that. I think that would really
Yeah.
shake me, if I'll be honest.
Yeah, that would freak me out.
Don't forget Tony, behave here.
Tina, don't forget to.
Inside joke. I'm sorry, I can't go into that on YouTube, but yeah, inside joke with Tony.
Why not? I don't mind.
You have to ask Sam that one. Sam will
I
let you
will.
know.
Sam, I'm asking. This chat doesn't come up, mind. Only on what's on here, on the screen. What I'm pressing. Private thing. Any more questions, guys, or any sort of more? Give us the goss, Joe said.
It honestly, it's literally, it's nothing that bad. It literally, it's just, oh, it's more of a funny thing that happened. Literally, we had a conversation. I think I was in the car with my husband in a car park, I think, down the village where I live, and Sam was on the phone, and for some reason I think was trying to have two conversations at once, because obviously Chris was trying to talk to Sam, I was trying to talk to Sam, and I think Sam overheard the name Tony, and then she went, "Who the fuck is Tony?" And literally, ever since then, it's just been this running joke. And literally,
So it's not Alice then?
No, it's not Alice. It's Tony.
About time we had a male one.
So literally, every single time even my husband will say it down the phone where Sam can hear it, or Sam will say it, we just literally just go in fits of laughter, because we don't have a clue where Tony come from, but he's our friend.
It's not funny when you
No, it's not. Exactly, it's not.
Well, actually, I was just hearing the song. So, yeah, it brought back something for me.
Yeah, it's not it's not one of them funny ones you had to be there at the moment to, for it to be funny, and it's just been on a roll-on joke ever since.
So a bit deep, but what's one's mojo?
Motto.
Motto.
One motto. Oh, one motto that I live by. I don't know. Just be happy. Smile and wave is what I am at the moment. Smile and wave. Literally, I think in life you just got to be happy and just go for it. Just sod what other people think. That goes to the back of your mind or just out the window. Sod them. Go for it. Life's too short. That's my motto.
Absolutely.
Life is too short. Life's too short. Smile and be happy.
Smile and wave.
Yeah.
I agree. I always speak to people, even not Tony.
Chris, behave. Oh, thank you, Jackie. I appreciate that. Thank you.
The support you got.
I've got such a brilliant band of people.
And I think that is so important. I think for people to have like a support network, like where you can support each other, because sometimes it could get quite a lonely feel, doesn't it? And it can be isolating and challenging, because you're trying to trust your feelings, you're trying to sort of like put yourself out there, which is not an easy thing to do, putting yourself out there.
Yeah, definitely.
It is hard. So when you have got the backup behind you, it just helps, doesn't it? It just gives you that encouragement.
Like it's nothing. When I have this support network that I have, and I can't, I'm so blessed. I feel like unstoppable. When I have all these people literally in my corner, I always have like Sam and Jackie and my husband, and even my boys. Go on, you can go for it. Go on, mum, you can do this. What's stopping you? Go for it. And if I didn't have that, I probably wouldn't have spoken up as much as I did, in my circles, or wouldn't have tried to bring out evidence as much, or work with my guides so closely. I just really, I didn't, I was always constantly sort of just, oh, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. I've always, always beaten myself up.
You need that team.
Yeah,
but you need that honesty, don't you?
Yes.
It's that raw honesty where that they're not just just saying it to please you. They're meaning it.
Genuine people, especially in the spiritual community. Obviously I won't get into too much detail, but it's so important that you learn who the right people are around you, and the right, like you said, support network. Don't be fooled by all these masks and all this enticing in with certain people. Just trust, like you said, your gut, and you will find your people, and your the right people that are there for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, most definitely. Well, I think we're like drawing to an end, so we're gonna do some fun parts, right? So I've been gentle, right? So I took some cards that were a bit like too, a bit, oh, well, maybe not. That's not
Okay.
probably appropriate for things. So I've got categories now. We can do it together and get the
Okay.
cat involved, or you can do it on your own. I'll leave that with you. I don't mind
Depends what
coming
it
on.
is.
Well, you know me, I like cards. So, well, you don't know me, but you know me now,
Yes. I'm so
right?
glad that I met you.
Uh, Me too, Tina. It's been really a pleasure talking to you. But I've got like this is what is an icebreaker starter pack,
Okay.
right? Oh, there we go. Didn't
Yep.
figure it out. So it's questions. So we've got like here. Oh, sorry, I got to figure out my thing. We got
Okay.
categories,
Oh gosh. Okay.
right? So I've got different colors. So I'm gonna like do different colors. So for the first thing, I'm gonna shuffle and we're gonna pick a card.
Okay.
Yeah? And
Mhm.
if you want me to, I will. It's not a problem. But it's like it's just a bit of fun and it's just a bit of it's may have it's not really anything to do with like spirituality. It's just, you know, it's just a conversation thing.
Okay.
Right, okay, so I'm gonna pick a card. So I'll put one in the middle. So this is life.
Hmm.
What was the first thing you remember buying with your own money? Oh
Oh
God, I couldn't remember.
gosh. Probably a packet of sweets, probably, or something like that. Because I've
Yeah,
got a
me.
big bit of sweet tooth, so probably something like that. Something so trivial, it probably would have been something silly like that.
My mine would be or a Chinese.
Oh yes, I do like a Chinese. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day. What about the rest of you guys? What was the first thing you remember buying with your own money? See if they'll answer. They've gone quiet. Clothes.
Clothes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's still quiet. They've gone quiet now. Okay, I'll leave that question now because sometimes there may be a delay. The next one is a random. I don't
Okay.
know. I like random,
Go
but
for it.
we'll
Yeah.
see.
You
Right?
only live once. Go
Okay.
for
So,
it.
isn't it? It's just a little bit of quirky fun. Don't smoke now. A record from Woolworths, Jackie says.
Oh wow.
Mine
I
was a
remember all this. Yeah.
robot is current of a in a is a currency. What's that? Hang on, I'll put that up. Mine was a
Robux, currency in the game. Yeah.
right, okay. Danny was everything. uh don't smoke now. So I would imagine Sam picked fags. Mind you,
Fags.
I probably
Yeah.
that yeah.
I
Back in
can't see her
10
ever
probably.
smoking. I can't ever see her smoking. Like I've
Yeah,
never
I used to
obviously I've known
smoke.
her all these years, but obviously she smoked obviously way before see we met. But I can't see her now or then ever smoking. I just can't see it from her. It's really strange.
Okay, so the next question. Yeah. Right, okay. If you could have any fictional character as your friend, who would you choose and why?
Okay. I think the Mad Hatter, A, because I absolutely adored and adore Alice in Wonderland. It's my top,
Yeah.
my lovely, I love the books, I love the films. The Mad Hatter, because I think he'd be one of the best friends and just one of the best comforting friends and that you could ever have, the Mad Hatter. He was just so kind and gentle.
I love it. What would I now? There's just a few. I'm a vampire fiend. So
Okay.
I used to. I now I am actually rewatching them all now. But Angel, it's got to be
Yeah.
Spike.
Oh, Spike.
I yeah.
You've
I
got to love a blonde bad boy, don't you?
You got yeah, he's a little bit, but he's got that rogue about him, but he can be in touch with his feelings
Yes.
as the time goes on. But
I agree, yeah.
I just love the rock, although I do like long hair, guys, so I'm very in. you know, although but yeah, the rock. Do you know who he reminds me of is Billy Idol?
Yes, that's true.
That, yeah, that
Yeah.
thing. So, what about you guys? Right.
I must admit, I loved his
So,
blonde hair, Spike's blonde hair. It was really
yeah,
nice. And the
I do
jacket.
like
It's just a leather
Angel too,
jacket, isn't
right?
it?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
Angel,
Angel can be
yeah.
a bit depressing though sometimes, can't he? Whereas Spike, he's got that, I don't know, he's just got that edge about him. Hence why I'm single now, because I go for the naughty boys. But like, so Stefan from the Vampire Diaries, because he's fit and nice and guy. So she wants the guy. Was that a dragon? Although we discussed if they're really or not, if you want. Yeah, but that's what the point is. It's a fictional character. Well, you yeah. Although we can discuss if they are really or not, if you want. Ooh. Oh, I've lost Tina. Where's she gone? We've lost Tina. Oh no. Just waiting to see if Tina comes back. Okay. Oh no. I think we've lost her. What's happened? Okay, we got another one. Iron Man, because he flies and he's cool. He is cool. I do like Iron Man. I think he's super cool. I don't know what's happened. I'm hoping she will be back. Um, better phone's gone fat. Oh no. Um, if you could find out what's happened to Tina, that would be great. Because I think her husband and her son's here. So if you could find out, that would be great. Um, Prince or in Cinderella? Oh, I do. I love Cinderella. And I can understand the Prince Charming. Um, yeah, so we're just waiting to see. I don't want to just disappear. She's plugging the charger in. Okay, thank you, lovely. Because we've been chatting nearly 2 hours, so look, just look how the time goes so quickly. I hope everybody's having fun. I certainly am. So we'll put those just like I've already answered these. It's okay. No, thank you. It's all interesting. So dragons being real. A dragon, although we can discuss it, if they're real or not. Well, we are. Is that part of the dinosaur group though? Dragons. So if dinosaurs was real, I can't see why not dragons would be not. Because we don't know everything, do we? We don't even know what goes on in the sea either. It has been fun. Just what I needed. Same here, Jackie. Same here. I just hope to get Tina back. Uh, bless her cotton socks. Yeah, I believe there's, we don't all see what goes on, and they say we don't, in the oceans and stuff, we don't see it all. Yeah, it's one of those cliches, isn't it? It's either like prove it's how can you prove either until you've got the found evidence. You can't say they didn't exist, but you can't say they did unless you've, circumstances. Some say they're not. I feel they're real. So fairies are real too in my world. Well, if you're open to spirit and you're open to that, I can't see. You've got to be open to other things as well. I haven't experienced it, so I'm not gonna, comment on that. Fairies loves I She's back. Hang on, I'm just gonna put her on stage. You're
I'm
back.
very sorry about that. My
No,
laptop
it's
decided to die.
fine. Absolutely fine. You're fine. It was like, oh no, where's she gone? We
I'm
were
really
just
sorry
like,
about
we were just your support team. We were talking about if dragons was real or not, and
that.
then
Oh,
now
right. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit of a difficult one, I think, for that. I didn't. Yeah, I don't know. You just don't know.
you can't prove it either wise, can you? You can't say they're not. If there's dinosaurs, it's, you can't say they're not, or it's just what it is.
Yeah,
One of those, isn't it? But we're going to go back to the blue. Where was my? Oh, there it is. So the blue is experience. So you haven't got away with it. Sorry. So experiences. I have cut them down a bit because some of the questions was a bit, yeah.
yeah.
I thought, no, we'll leave that. It's a bit more personal. What's the wildest party you ever been to?
Oh gosh. Oh, I don't know. I'm not really a party goer, to be honest. I'm not really like a party animal. I might have been in my
Okay,
younger years, but I'm
so
not
we can
now.
change it. What was the wild? I can say. I'll tell you my party days. But what was your wildest ghost hunt? What was your wildest? You know, what was the wildest
Oh,
experience you had spiritually? There you go. We can change it a bit.
yeah. It will literally have to be that moment where my husband literally ran down to take a picture of a ghost. That was absolutely like insane. Absolutely insane.
That was that that did it to you. Yeah.
And literally like 10 minutes afterwards, there's another room that was obviously a classroom. And we went in there and obviously we put some sand on a tray and said, obviously, if they wanted to put their handprints in, they could put their handprints in. And so we left the room, excuse me, heard this massive thud. Obviously, ran back to it, our little group. Someone had put a door in front of the door, a chair in front of the door so we couldn't get in. And then as we sort of jarred it open, we went to obviously where the sand was, and there was two little handprints.
Yeah,
And
that is wild. That is that I would say definitely. That is wild. Joe said I'm an introvert. That my girls they're not party. They're not like their mum, but that's a good thing. I'm teaching them what not to do. That's our little banter bit. It's like I teach you not what to do.
yeah,
Learn from my mistakes, as they say. My party thing was me and my mate went out. A bit of a random. And it was a local. That was when we used to get happy hours. You get a pound a pint. This
yes.
is going back in the 90s, yeah. And we ended up going to a stag night downtown. Got all our drinks paid for, So yeah, we ended up on a stag night. And I ended up going out with one of the guys in the end.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
You pulled
yeah,
more than just a drink then.
exactly. Yeah, that was probably one of my one of the wildest ones. So I'll just so we're gonna see. So yeah, no one else is commenting on there. I think there's real mermaids too and fairies too. They're little buggers. I'm not hopefully not PDD. I remember you trying to show me bats outside of Canton Garage.
Oh, Cannington Grange.
Yeah.
Is that Sam?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, there was literally this bat and it was just flying and it was literally hovering around us and like above us. And I was going, look, Sam, look. And I kept pointing in all the directions because it's moving so fast. But I don't think she saw it. I think she thought I'm mad.
Joe said, well, me and you was going to have words, Joanne. You never told me this. Although I did go on town when I was 20 and I was sick on the taxi and got kicked out and had to walk home. Why didn't you phone your mother?
Oh, dear.
You're in trouble now, Joanne. Jacqueline, I ended up in a gay bar once back in the day. Do you know what, Jacqueline? I can tell you another story of that, but I won't mention it here. That would be a private one. But yeah, that was quite funny, that one. Mine was with my mum's getting drunk on the cocktails in the afternoon and ended up going for a kebab at 5 p.m.
Oh, why not?
That sounds brilliant. Can't beat a kebab after a few bevers. We wasn't talking. Oh, that was when we were talking. See, you have problems with your kids, but it all gets fixed in the end.
They've only got one mum. That's it. At the end of the day, you've only got one mum.
Yeah, yeah. We all go through it. It's just a learning, isn't it? It's all part of
Yeah.
their pulling away from the apron strings, and we don't see eye to eye, But we got if you could, excuse me,
Okay.
sorry. If you could, you don't mind this, do you, Tina? Well, I
No,
just think we just go through it. Oh, why not? Just like that. If you could have, we're going back to if you could have any celebrity be your best friend, who would you pick? We had something like that a minute ago, didn't we?
something similar. I think it was a
Yeah.
fictional character, wasn't it?
Oh, fictional. Oh, yeah, it was. You see, you're on board.
Celebrity.
Any celebrity. Johnny Depp.
He likes his rum, so you'd be happy with that.
But he's got to dress like Captain Jack. I'm sorry.
I don't know, celebrity-wise. I don't no, I don't really look up to many celebrities, to be honest. That's not really my. No, I can't think of one to the top of my head, to be honest.
Your son says Justin Bieber.
Yeah, Justin Bieber's all right, I guess. I like some of his music, so yeah. There you go. I've picked
Yeah,
Justin Bieber. There we go.
there you go. Sorted. Richard Gere. Well, he is a handsome guy, mind, isn't he? Yeah, he's lovely eyes. Who's that? Stacey Solomon. I don't know who that is.
Isn't she the one that married Joe? No, is it Joe or someone? The boy off EastEnders. I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
I
I could be wrong.
I don't. The only time I watch TV is when I'm in work. Believe it or not, because the lady I look after, she likes all her Coronation Street and that. I'm not sure I look up to any of them. I wouldn't
Yeah,
say
that's what
no,
I
or
thought.
would I? Will Smith, there's another one. Will Smith.
Yeah, he's kind of cute. Yeah.
Yeah. Tom Hardy. Oh, yeah. Hang on, Joe Swalsh. I don't know who that is.
Oh, that might be the one married to Stacey, I think.
Ah, right,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, she's been in Loose Women, apparently.
Ah.
Yeah, Tom Hardy is fit. See, I like Geraldine Butler. The great minds think alike. Jacqueline says the same. He's just got that banter about him, isn't he? He's got that good banter. I like a good banter. Spider-Man. Are these the answers who you guys fancy? Yes. Single Pringle, Mia. Me. Oh dear. Okay. Right. Would you rather? Let's
Oh,
see.
okay.
Yeah. Stacey's very creative. Oh dear. Usually I just pick 2 or 3, but I'm going all out here. What would you rather be, the funniest or the smartest person in the room?
Funniest.
I agree. Funniest.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
we can get too clinical, can't we, in our brain, and then we don't
Yeah,
see the good side of life. So yeah, I'd rather have a smartest.
yeah. I
Ethan
believe
said
that.
smartest.
Yeah, I believe with funny, funny can heal. I think being having laughter, having joy can make you heal in all different
Yeah.
ways. So I definitely pick the funny.
Yeah, I think, again, we are talking like with high vibration. The more higher the vibration is, the
Yeah.
more the energy just lifts so much. And smartest because you will know how to make people laugh. Oh, he's a smart one,
Oh,
isn't he?
who said
Very
that?
good. Most of them said funny. Well, that was a very smart. I think that was very smart. Yeah,
That was a very smart comment.
it was. I'd be proud of my son who said that. Yeah. So deck, last thing, deep. We're going
Okay.
deep.
Uh
We're going deep. Okay. So I'm going to pick from the bottom this time.
oh. Okay.
What chance encounter changed your life forever?
Oh, I've got a. I like. Oh, I love that question. Actually, my. I believe my chance encounter was obviously many many moons ago. Obviously, meeting my husband. I hadn't seen him. Obviously, I knew him as a friend. I hadn't seen him for years, and then by a chance encounter, funny enough, along a road where I used to live with my parents, he was at a pub celebrating. I don't know if it was a stag or a football match or something in the pub. He walked out the pub. I was walking past with my cousin, and we connected
Oh,
again.
wow.
So
That
yeah,
is
that's my
lush.
yeah, that's my
Oh,
chance encounter. That's my with my hubby.
oh, that is. I haven't had my chance encounter as of yet.
Have you not?
No, I don't. I can't say no.
That
Not
means it's
yet.
coming then. It's coming then.
Yeah, not yet. I haven't had it where I think, well, that's really changed. I've had it's experiences. So.
Yeah. I will put it
But
out in the
there's
universe
the
for you.
gloom. I don't want to bring the gloom, but it was a good thing in the end of it. But I don't want to do gloom.
No.
So no, so I want to keep it nice. So yeah, I'm gonna hold out for that, and maybe
Yes.
we'll have I'll answer that at a later date.
Yes, definitely. We'll put it out there in the universe for that to come when it's supposed to, when it's meant
Yeah,
to.
absolutely. Joe said, I don't think I have one too. Mine's my husband who couldn't even speak English when we met. Oh wow. How did you communicate with him? Well, actually I don't know. I shouldn't have asked that, should I, Sam? Bit of a dumb question to ask, isn't it? That's amazing though. See, I haven't had that encounter yet, so I haven't had it. Well, I don't think, but I do believe everything happens for a reason.
Yes, that's very
Absolutely,
true.
yeah. I think it's when you're ready as well, in it. It
Yes.
in the inside, you know, inside of it with phrase books. Oh wow, fair play. Wow, I think this is it then. Thank you so much, Tina, for coming on.
Oh,
Please
thank you
hold
for having
back.
me.
Yeah,
I will do.
don't
Yes.
disappear. Just stay back, back. And I want to thank everybody that has been supportive and come along and joined in with the fun and
Yeah. Thank you so
helped
much, guys.
helped with the podcast, with the questions and everything. It's been brilliant. I really appreciate that, and no doubt Tina's appreciated it too.
Thank you very
It
much,
kept
guys. Yeah.
the podcast really flowing. Yeah, so if you do want to see what Tina does and stuff, I have put stuff in the description box where you can find her and contact her. Um, do you do offers of service, Tina?
Not as of current at the moment. Just obviously with the health thing,
Okay.
I'm still under. I've got a few
No, no,
therapies and
no.
people to do, but I will
Okay.
be. I will be coming back with a bang at some point.
Okay, so if you want to follow, give her a follow, and once Tina gets herself sorted out, she's it takes time, doesn't it? I've been there.
That's it.
Miss Right, okay. I'm going to end it now. Take care, guys. Thank you for joining. Please like and at least like it, and don't worry about it if you don't want to subscribe. I understand, but if you give it a like, it helps the channel, and also, it puts it out so Tina gets pushed out into the algorithm, and we get more people watching and more people being open to things. So take care. Lots of love and speak to you soon. Bye bye.